I'm Igor in Russia. I'm a foreigner that explores and just absolutely loves Russia, culture, people, the cities. I am searching for something special. Guys, I've been watching many times a lot of, I don't know why, like literally, I don't know why, but the anti-Scientology stuff originating from like especially California and Florida. The biggest influencer in this field is a channel called Growing Up in Scientology, Aaron. He noticed my comment and he said to one of his live streams that, hey, you should go check out Scientology, which is a cult, crazy cult, guys, like dangerous cult for people. But he said that it should be banned in Russia, but that he had suspicion that it's not. So I'm searching for St. Petersburg's, Russia's second biggest city, cultural capital, St. Petersburg's Scientology Center. There's a church and there's also like a Dianetic Center. So I'm gonna check out the both. And I'm kind of suspicious because these people are crazy. So I'm kind of suspicious what's gonna happen, what might happen. So let's see. And if you like my stuff, guys, subscribe, because I show you Russia from the Western perspective, because I travel from Europe, guys. I lived all my life in Europe. All right, what's up, everybody? This is Igor in Russia, and I'm actually doing a pretty interesting video, I think, covering the very, very intriguing story of Scientology in Russia. And Scientology, for those who don't know, let's be honest, it's hands down 100% cult. I've been binge watching for like over a year of the anti-Scientology protests in America, and that's like a YouTube movement and it has all kinds of human drama right there, but essentially it's something that is important out there in America, where Scientology has it's a religion and it's a church, but it's a cult, guys, and it has a bigger impact, pop culture impact maybe, in America, but thankfully Russia has its own story with Scientology. In this video I'm going to tell you about the Scientology movement in Russia, and I'm going to be searching for Scientology traces in St. Petersburg, Russia. Will I find it and where they were located and on all the details. A surface level dive onto the story of Scientology. What is that all about? So Scientology is often described as a cult rather than a legitimate religion due to its secretive nature, financial exploitation, extreme control over members. Founded by the science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard in 1950s, Scientology presents itself as a path to spiritual enlightenment, but beneath the surface lies a system designed to manipulate and extract wealth from its followers. Scientology imposes heavy financial burdens on members, often costing hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Additionally, Scientology enforces strict obedience through its policies, particularly the practice of disconnection. This is one of the worst things about this, if those weren't enough. In disconnection, members are forced to cut ties with family and friends who are critical of the organization, so-called SPs, suppressive persons. This tactic isolates members, making them more dependent on the church and less likely to question its authority. Critics and former members have also exposed the church's use of intimidation tactics, including harassment and lawsuits to silence dissenters. The organization is notorious for its aggressive pursuit of power and influence, often seeking legal recognition as a religion to evade taxes and government oversight. Scientology has faced significant legal challenges and government opposition in Russia. As part of the expansive strategies helped by Tom Cruise and other Hollywood stars, Travolta, the Scientology movement tried to expand throughout the world and legitimize itself as a religion. And in some countries, it hasn't been so easy. The countries who are well aware of what's going on. So unlike in the United States, where Scientology enjoys tax-exempt status as a religion, Russian authorities have consistently treated Scientology as an extremist organization that poses a threat to public order. The Russian government has repeatedly cracked down on Scientology, citing its exploitative financial practices and the use of coercive psychological techniques. It's funny how Russia has been treated in this case, or also in this case, as a baddie, as the one who's making it wrong for making these cult-like and cult extremist organization and making their life impossible in Russia. But anyways, let's go in deeper in this one. So let's go inside Russia and see. I looked at the Yandex map, which is like equivalent to Google Maps in Russia, and I tried to find Scientology, and I found two locations. One was the location for a Scientology church. It's still on the map with reviews and all. Not many reviews, but still. And the other one was actually the Center of Dianetics and Scientology. So it was very interesting how that was easily found. And also there was a quote-unquote church website in Russia still operating. So guys, I'm going to write down, show you. It's written in Russian, Scientologichский Center. So guys, check it out. This is St. Petersburg right now. And we can see two locations. A Church of Scientology, РГ Саентологическая церковь города Санкт-Петербурга. It says it doesn't work, but it's found online. Actually, there's no info right here. All right, but you can find it. Maybe it's just a covert operation saying it's not working. Actually, it is there. So we're gonna check out both locations. Somewhere here on the main street of St. Petersburg. This is 4-point-something kilometer long, amazing, probably one of the world's most beautiful streets in the world. All right, let's see. All right, good thing is that this is a super place where you take a lot of filming pictures. Probably they won't be suspicious in case I would end up close with my camera, but I think it's this place over here. This place is called, guys, Scientologichская церковь, Scientology Church. Check it out. Yes, that's the thing right here. Beautiful details all around the city, even though this video right here is not about tourism. I am trying to see. Would they have like some kind of I don't know. Would they name the place? Would you be able to see it? Here we can see Museum of Stone. What is that? Antique shop. What is that? Aurum. It might be, under a secret name, like Aurum or something else. The thing is that there is, according to Google Maps, there are a few, commentaries about this place. Somebody called it a cult. Somebody calls it like, somebody wrote like crazy stuff like, thank God there is a special, somebody who fights for a future, something like crazy cult shit. But all of these comments were left, reviews were left 6 years ago. So it might be weird for Google, but it might be that it's not like just taken out from Google Maps. No, this is studio of professional Zagara. This is like, oh, there is no such. There is nothing here. And this looks like people are living here. I'm gonna do something that I do usually. I just go in places I'm not welcome to. Maybe it's here somewhere. These are just apartments, guys. Man, I'm really deep right now. Way deep. And nothing here. No, nothing about Scientology. Alright, I'm gonna head out to the other location. We're gonna head out to another location, which is the Dianetic Center. That could maybe somehow pass the Russian legislation if the Scientology is indeed banned like it's supposed to be in Russia. And it should be, because Russia is like traditional Christian country. So it should be. These type of cults doesn't go far around here. Even, Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, they are all, on that list. By the way, here's a new word for you. Sekta. Sekta is a word for, in Russian it means cult. Sekta. So in 2016, Russia's Supreme Court banned several Scientology-linked organizations. And yes, Scientology is very clever in making some kind of covert organizations and companies all around, but basically it's all just Scientology. They were banned in 2016, and in 2021, the Federal Security Service, FSB, conducted raids on Scientology centers, accusing the group of running an illegal commercial enterprise under the guise of religion. So guys, this fits exactly how it's been operating freely in America and in other countries, but Russia has been strong on those. And one of the primary reasons for the Russian government's hostility towards Scientology is its foreign origins. Russian officials have long been wary of Western religious movements, often associating them with espionage or efforts to undermine state authority. This suspicion is compounded by the Church's secretive nature and its history of conflicts with governments around the world. In response to crackdown, Scientology has attempted to frame itself as a victim of a religious persecution. They're very good at it, seeking support for international human rights organizations. However, in Russia, this game doesn't go well. Given Russia's strict regulations on religious groups and its broader crackdown on foreign influences, Scientology's future in the country remain uncertain. Hopefully it will remain certain, meaning not ever coexistent in Russia. While Scientology continues to operate underground in some parts of Russia, its ability to grow and recruit new members is severely limited. The Russian government's firm stance against the organization highlights its broader efforts to control the religious movements that it deems a threat to national stability. Yes, Russia is a country where Russian Orthodox Church has a very strong position. Second is the Islamic Church. Islamic religion, I'm sorry. And, these capitalistic so-called churches won't be playing that game. That's why it's very different world to what we see, especially in, let's say, in USA and some other places around Europe, Australia, etc. And in Russia, by the way, it's probably somewhere underground still operating is because, unfortunately, currently there's a lot of scammers in Russia, extracting money from all kinds of babushkas, pensioners that fits that same movement type of thing. All right, y'all, we have reached the second destination in St. Petersburg, and this place is supposed to be called Dianetics Scientology, somewhere on this street right here. And well, it's shady enough. I'm just kidding, guys. We are in the most beautiful city in the world. So anywhere you look, it has dozens of, hundreds, endless amounts of details, architectural beauty, historical beauty. It's just crazy. But there's a lot of places with they're called whale courtyards because they're in the shape of a whale, water whale. All right, it's supposed to be somewhere here. It's possible that these are leftovers from, it's supposed to be right here. Now it's a medical center, Romanovsky. And or it could be this one here. Let's just check first this part over here. This is, guys, journalism right here. This doesn't look like it has a, well, I don't know. I guess there could be something, but no signs, no nothing. I'm looking for signs. Medicine Center, Medical Center entrance. This is the building right here. This looks like it could have been during the heyday, early 2000s. And that's the last moments that I've seen that you can find some articles relating to Scientology in Russia. And this is individualny poshiv. This is like a clothing thing. All right. Yeah. Nothing here. Or on the other side. Yep. Oh, a cat. Guys, I always feed cats. Hey. Выйдешь? Hey. 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 But guys, based on this information, St. Petersburg is clear, no pun intended, from Scientology, which is good. But I keep wondering, maybe it's somehow underground. Why Google still has those locations on map? I don't know. All right, the search I will continue my investigative journalism. I will let you know if I find something else, guys.